Okay, so happy Sunday. I cannot believe we're already halfway through March. And I am super excited. As everybody's popping on, I'd love to hear in the chat what program you're following and if you got the 4-week gut protocol. So you can just like give me I got the 4 or what your plan is. So we can see what you're focusing on, what you're doing, and let us know what win you had of the week. What is something that went well this week? And then I am going to be speaking to challenges and struggles, because here is the truth, is that there are going to be challenges and struggles that come up for us. There are things that come up. And one thing that I've been getting really excited about is how with the 4-week gut protocol, this is such a unique time because it's something completely new for all of us. So every time we've had a new program launch the last couple of years, I've been enjoying the fact, or maybe not noticing that I'm enjoying the fact that I know 2B mindset and I know portion fix. They've been helping me in my life for 5 years. But now here's something completely new where I am totally a beginner again. And there's some things that really kind of scared me about this program, as far as getting me nervous, or I should say excited, right? As Mel Robbins would say. So I wanted to just kind of take you through the top 3 things that kind of scared me as a challenge and how I'm working to address those challenges and offering it to you as tips that you could use to help yourself or share into your groups, and help you through this, because we're all on the same playing field. Nobody here has done this program before. Nobody here has learned this before. Hi, everybody. Thanks for popping on. I'd love if you put in the chat what program you're doing. If you have something, well, you should. Everybody should have something to celebrate from this week. And whether or not, give me a 4 if you're in for the 4-week gut protocol, so we can cheer you on, see what you're doing, and maybe see how we can help it. So the first thing that I did is I agreed to myself that I was going to be a brand new beginner with this program. And so I gave myself the grace. As soon as it came out for sale, I bought it, but I wasn't going to say day 1 is tomorrow. I let myself be a detective this week. And this week was all about finding out what I was going to learn and get excited about, and also what kind of scared me, and set up some solutions to address what was going to scare me. And so what I did is I broke out one of my empty journals, and I decided to make this be for me. This is actually a gift from Miss Judy, so I'm excited to put a gift to work. And I wrote down all my fears, and I also wrote down excitements about the program. So after I spent the time doing that, I'm not going to just leave it hanging there. I know there's going to be challenges coming up. I know that there's things like Easter is going to be happening on the 24th, and I'm kicking off day 1 on March 28th, which means I'll be in my 4 weeks during Easter, right? So that was one of my challenges. I started listening and watching to the videos, and I realized there's no meal plans and there's no paper tracker. I'm a paper tracker, y'all. I love paper tracking. So first of all, not having a meal plan in the program and not having a paper tracker, that started to concern me. Like, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to handle this? How am I going to get over this? And then when we started looking at some of the foods we were cutting out, I got real honest with myself. I went through my 2B mindset tracker. Can I tell you, half of the food that we are eliminating, because I'm going to choose to eliminate the legumes, the eggs, nuts, and legumes that she mentioned, I'm choosing to add those eliminations in for myself, because half of the food I eat every day is on either the dairy, the corn, the gluten, the eggs, nuts, or legumes bracket. And I'm like, if I'm having skin issues, if I'm having gut issues, if I'm stalling where I am in maintaining, I wonder if it's one of these things throwing off my gut. And when I looked at having to change half of what I'm eating, I got scared. I'm not going to sit in that fear because that is not going to help me move forward at all. So I wrote down those fears, and then here are some of the solutions that I personally came up with. So the first thing that I want to address is Easter. And the reason I want to address Easter is because, y'all, it's still a month away. I am going to already have been practicing this practice for myself and learning gut protocol for almost a month by the time Easter gets here. I'm going to be more confident with my food choices. And I'm doing something I have never done. I've been on this journey for 5.5 years now, and I have never asked my family to help me. I've never asked my mom to please don't give me the chocolate and can we make some of my recipes. I've brought recipes to share, but I've never said, help me. And that is something different that I'm going to do this round. I'm going to ask my mom and my husband to help me make the choice I said I want to make. And what I'm doing personally, and what I'm going to be giving my family and putting in my desk and in my Jeep and in my pantry and in my husband's hand and in my mom's hand are these break in case of emergency envelopes. And I just came up with this on my own, just something I'm doing. I took a bunch of leftover empty envelopes and I'm filling them with reminders for myself. And I made some of them colorful, some of them silly, some of them fun, and something like just as simple as I trust something amazing that I can't see is going to happen for the work I'm putting in right now. Keep going. And so I'm going to ask my mom and my husband if I want to go for that cheesecake or those Cadbury eggs or those Robin eggs or something that may be there. My ask is that you give me this card. Help me do what I said I want to do, and put myself in that position to make the choice that future Jennifer will be thankful for. And so I'm calling them hype cards to myself, and I'm having fun writing them and making them. And I'm just going to be leaving them in my Jeep, in my work. And so that my hope is when I have that low moment of, I just want to go have the cake. I just want to go have the donuts. I just want to go have whatever my husband's having. Like when I have that moment, I'm going to open this and remember, I put a lot of time and energy into preparing for this. This is what I really want. The future is what I'm really wanting to get excited about. And I'm also adding into those cards those things I'm excited about understanding, do I really have any food sensitivities? I'm so excited about learning that. You know, I'm a little nervous that it's going to be eggs, peanuts, and dairy, and that I may be changing my life forever. But if I feel better, if I'm even more energized and healthy and just motivated going forward, like that's going to be worth it for me. If my skin clears up for the first time in 42 years and I don't have to hide my scalp and not have people, like there's so many times I wanted to have my hair braided or participate in something and I don't, because I don't want people to see my skin issue that I've had for 27 years now. What if I uncover the food that's triggering that, right? How freeing would that be? So I'm solving my problems with solutions of what's going to help me. I know I'm going to be tempted, and I know my mom's going to be there and my husband's going to be there, and I'm going to ask them to get on my side. And if they're not willing to get on my side, which y'all, I've never asked them straight up, can you get on my side for this? But if they don't, that's even more fire to put my hand. I got my own back, I got my own back. I can do this. I am super, super excited. I don't know if you got like high five, if you got your program that you were able to get the Revitalize and the Optimize, but how about the fact that Beachbody's Energize and Recover fall into us being able to have them? I think that just speaks to the quality of our products that we have, that we're doing a gut protocol. We're cleaning out our gut to its highest level, and we can still use the nutrition tools that we offer as solutions. We don't have to cut them out. I did choose to cut them down. I've been cutting my pre-workout in half, and I've been cutting coffee out of my consumption just in general the last week and a half to just prepare for really being able to learn my body and get excited about, I'm really going to know something. I have made the joke for years that I'm the girl that's driven a mile on a flat tire because I did. I am not very observant. Well, I wonder if that's causing any issues in my health. And I wonder if I have to hold on to that story, or can I challenge it? Can I change it? And who would I be if I actually knew when something was troubling or bothering me? So I'm getting excited about that. Now, to handle the fact that there is no spiral bound tracker and all the materials for this program are digital, I've decided to stay digital with a little wink. I'm going to print out mini versions of one of everything, and I'm going to use them as my bookmarker in this Journal of Jen. And this book is going to be a story of me uncovering what helps me feel best, what helps me stay on track, and I'm going to be able to use those tracker templates in my journal each day. They'll be my bookmark. I'm not going to be wasting a lot of paper printing out a whole bunch of new ones. I did consider sending them to Staples to be spiral bound, but I thought, you know what? I am going to first start with this journal, and then I'm going to move myself into the digital tracking, and I'm just going to keep growing, right? I'm just going to keep growing. So that was my second solution for how am I going to deal with this. Now, the next thing that was a struggle for me was the lack of meal plans, because I really hold tightly onto those meal plans. I saw a live, it's a 20-minute live that Autumn did on Thursday that really uplifted me and took some of that stress away from myself. She's really empowering us with her choice to not give us meal plans right now. Because what she said is, if I gave you a meal plan and I told you eat XYZ, everybody's is different. Everybody's body responds differently. So you may not find the program working for you. And it's because I put XYZ in the meal plan, but you can't have that food. So if I give you the meal food list and you create your own meal plans and you experiment with it, it's empowering you to get stronger in the kitchen, to get stronger with your nutrition, and to find what works for you. And so I still a struggle, excited that we have some samples that we can use. I figured we have so many Portion Fix meal plans. The vegan are going to be the easiest to copy, and I can switch some foods in and work my way to it. But when she explained her reasons behind it and things, again, it got me super excited on, I am really going to start to understand myself. I'm really empowering myself, and I'm going to get to empower my clients and my community to do the same. And what is that saying? You teach someone to fish and you feed them for life, right? We are going to be learning how to fish for ourselves, learning how our body works best for us, and having these great guidelines. And we don't have to do it alone. That's the whole point of our groups and what we get to do here. So I got excited about that. My last solution I got for you before I give you my 3 quick tips, and then I'll check the chat if there's any questions or if there's more celebrations. I don't see enough celebrations. I don't know if my chat's working, but let me know what went well this week. My 3rd tip is sticky notes. So I was kind of playing around in talking about this Wednesday night of coming up with a safe word for myself, something that I could catch myself in the moment of temptation, and make myself pivot away from it. Because I know from To Be Mindset, out of sight, out of mind, do I need this eating opportunity? Those things are great tools that I've used to help me be where I am. But if I'm honest, do I need this eating opportunity? When you're down over 100 pounds for more than 2 years, that question ends up, I play with it. If I'm honest, I've let it be, well, so if I eat the cake, I might gain a pound this week. So what? I'm down over 100 for the last 2+ years. I can eat the cake and enjoy it. Sure, why not? And I ended up taking Dinteo to sure why not a little too often. This program is going to help me understand it's not just that cake I'm choosing. It's the energy I'm choosing. It's how my bowel movement's going to change that I'm choosing. It's how my focus and my energy is changing. It's how maybe my scalp is going to change. It's going to give Dinteo that much more power. And I also know that to break a habit loop or break a habit cycle, pivoting to doing something else is helpful. And if you want it done, make it fun, right? So one of the symptoms in my life that I am hoping to like uncover and release is gas. And it's something I've never talked about, never asked about. But in my house, we have this little joke where if someone has gas, you say, oh, there's a duck in the room. So if I'm in the kitchen and you hear gas, we say, oh, there's a duck in the kitchen. You know, we blame it on the duck because we don't have a dog running around. And what I realize is, y'all, that makes me laugh. What if my safe word is like duck farts or quack? And so what I did is I got these sticky notes that I wrote duck and quack on, and I'm sticking them on the things in my pantry that I don't really need to eat so much right now. But right now, as of right now, my husband's still using and having. So I'm going to label them to myself. So when I go try to have that peanut butter, or I'm going to stick it on my husband's donuts. If he dare brings in Mexican bread the next month, you better believe they're getting labeled duck farts. Like they are totally getting labeled. And it sounds maybe immature and silly, but think about it. You're frustrated, you're tired, you feel like you want to throw in the towel, and you go to eat the bread and there's a label there that says quack or duck fart, right? How am I going to not laugh at that? And how is that not going to pivot me from, oh, I'm so fed up, to, okay, I can just give it one more day. I'll just go take a nap instead. I'll go take a walk instead. I'll go have some water. I'll go have a shake. I'll go, do a cycle and pivot to something else. And so these are the things that I'm doing to help me get through some of the stuck or the muck of what I know this is going to be, because this is going to be a big change. It's a big change for me. It's a big change in eating. The containers are a lot more. I think they're a lot more than what I had been eating. So maybe I was under eating some. And not having the tracker book, like my To Be tracker book's been a crutch for me for so long. So I'm in this new place. And that's the cool thing, is like we're all in this new place together. We're all being beginners again. And so with that, super quick, my top 3 tips to help you is, number 1, just trust something amazing is going to happen by the work that you're putting in, because there is no way that you will not get results for work you put in. Action plus time equals results, hands down, always. So my first tip is to commit to others. So I hope that if you're saying you're doing the 4-week gut protocol in the chat here in your groups, truly lean in and reach out to others and ask questions, get curious, and really commit and lean in. Use this as an opportunity to share and say, does anybody else want to explore their gut with me? Like, make a post on social media. Even if you never thought about coaching or ever thought about sharing with others, like, what if somebody is there just waiting for you to inspire them? And that will help you keep going. My second tip is be okay with being a beginner too. As far as like allowing yourself to be a beginner, let yourself be curious, let yourself make some mistakes. I mean, how you respond after a mistake or a failure or a challenge, that is all the difference in whether you win the long run or not. And I don't know about you, but this is life for me. Like, this is about having a sustainable long life where, Lord willing, I'm chasing grandkids with ease. And then my third thing is, add a podcast or a book. Like, don't try to do this with the mind you have today. Love who you are and love your mind today, and know you get to make it even better. May I please lovingly recommend Mel Robbins' High Five Habit. The high five habit, I think, will pair along perfect with this journey. We've got our book club group that I know a lot of other women have already started the high five habit or are going to be. And just a little bit that I've been listening to it is just gold. It just really is gold with working on that mindset to help you keep going. So those are the tips and the encouragement I had for you. I'm glad that I made you smile a little bit. Good question on taking pictures of the stools. However, there is a chart in the program when you get the materials that are different levels of the stools and what it means about what you may be lacking or what you are having too much of, and how to analyze it. So I am not recommending sharing pictures of your actual potty, but you may need to like share with your coach or share with someone, you know, privately, like I am stuck in the 4s and I need to get into a 3s, and, you know, let's look at my food. Like there's some conversations that may happen, but I mean, we're just going to have to, there's no TMI when it comes to health, and gut health is a lot about waste. And so hopefully this was helpful. I don't see any questions. Oh, okay. I see where that question came from. That would be an interesting reel, Mel. So does Jamie or anybody have something they want to add or a question they want to piggyback on before we pop off? No, we are ready to rock. I'm so excited. Okay, so I see Jamie's doing 4-week and fire and flow test group. That is, I'm a little jelly about that. I love Jericho. Okay, Trish is going to be in then. Sherry got it. I got you on the list, Sherry. I'm so excited. Ooh, meal prepped and menu for the week and stuck to it. That's a great win. Shanda's rocking, getting on this call. You have been missed. Okay, that is all we have then. So I'm excited. I'd love to know if you put any of my break in case of emergency or sticky notes into work, or what you end up uncovering as a challenge for you and planning now, expecting it's going to happen. What's your game plan to pivot to and to help you through when it comes up? Because there's going to be challenges, and that's okay. That means there's an opportunity there. So excited to see how everyone does, and we shall see you later. Have a great night. Bye.